Okay, bring forth I and wise Nubian. I wanted to go into spirituality a little bit. I'm not religious, but if the best definition I could come up with for spiritual, what's spiritual to us, I think is where we find meaning. And people find meaning in different places. I mean, for me, I find meaning in science. I find meaning in mathematics, rather abstract stuff. But I also find meaning in nature. Nature just blows me away. So I find meaning in nature too. I don't find meaning in an abstract monotheistic God. I just don't. But some people do. What have you. I mean, I can't really judge anybody for where they're finding their meaning. Unless they've got some real dysfunctional beliefs that are going to destroy people, So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. We may be finding meaning in different areas as well, and sometimes that could cause conflict. The United States of America. Here we all are. There's a couple things about the United States of America. I mean, obviously, materialistically, it's not the worst place to live in the world. I like the law, however. I like the Constitution. I like the Declaration of Independence, which basically says, and I don't know how many countries have adopted this. We were the first of the modern nations to adopt the document that says, it guarantees our right that we're born free and we have inalienable rights, and that the people are sovereign. There are no kings. There are no kings. Nobody could try to become a king over us or a ruler over us. The people are sovereign. That's embedded in the belief system. Now, of course, we're also our form of business is dysfunctional and tends to be this voracious animal that's consuming the planet. And the corporations are out of control, and a lot of damage and a lot of harm is being done. But I'm very interested in Ed Grott's thoughts about the jury system, because how else? I mean, we have a couple of choices. We can withdraw from this society, and either set up communes, here on this land, or go elsewhere. And somehow set up communes, or we can somehow work within this system to try to modify it and try to improve it. And that's why I'm so interested in Ed Grott's theory of the jury system. One of the flaws of our educational system, I mean, I love the academic stuff, and I believe we have to have an educational system to teach us, since we are sovereign, since the people are essentially in charge of the government and we are the rulers, we have to know enough to rule well. I mean, you don't want a king who's an idiot, right? Who doesn't know anything and never thinks and, doesn't use his mind. You want a king who's wise and also knowledgeable. So we need to do that. The downside is that, for the most part, the educational system tries to mold us into something else. It's not trying to mold us really into free beings. It's trying to, it's like a big vocational school. Everybody's going to college to make money, not to learn how to think, not to learn the mechanisms of maintaining and preserving our freedom. So they've convinced everybody that, school is just a way to prepare to make more money. Not only that, and this happened in my lifetime, I believe, they've convinced us all that we're no longer citizens, we're consumers. And people think they're consumers. They identify now more with being a consumer than with being a free citizen of the United States of America under the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, there are shows about, consumer rights, not about the rights of the citizenry. So people are ready to go fight for the right to return a purchase, which is probably something stupid that they didn't need anyway. But nobody's out there trying to figure out how to assert their rights and their freedoms as citizens. It's just we're politically passive, and we're economically absurd. That's what's happening to us too, And true, we have to take care of ourselves, take care of our families, but I think we have to go beyond that. Look to our communities and look to our citizenry as a whole, And we have to find some way to unite, some way. And I'm tending to go with Ed Grott on this. That what really unifies us are those core documents, our political freedoms, that we all share in common. Because the only other way we're going to unify is, as I said once before, Wise Nubian, to you and Jay Ryder on that radio show, is if some really alien creatures from another planet come and attack us and try to use us as a food source. Maybe then we would unite. They would have to look really different than us too. They would have to have, they would have to look like big octopuses so that people would relate to them or kind of get sucked in, to want to be an octopus. No one could be co-opted. Anyway, let me cycle back. You guys are both teachers. You're both offering wisdom. You guys are just coming from a different place in terms of where you find your meaning. I'd like to see you guys resolve it, because you guys have different minds and different sets, and together you're stronger than separately. Much stronger. And as I say, depending on conditions, what's going to make any of us right is the conditions that prevail economically and environmentally. At this point, I don't even know if the environment's going to survive. We're going to talk about mutating and evolving again, man. If we go into a extended hot period or another ice age, man, we're in real trouble. So, Wise Nubian, original man. I'm original too, buddy. I'm and original. I'm nuts. I'm completely original. I just wanted to add to that. I had the thought that coming again off off Ed Grott's response video, that our DNA. I was thinking of that kind of as the hardware and our culture as the software. We're curious beings. When we're born, we're the weakest animal on the planet. We're helpless. We're weak. We could not survive. When we reach adulthood, we're the most dangerous creature on the planet. That's probably why adolescence is such a torment, and we all go through hell during our adolescence, is we're somewhere between the most helpless and the most dangerous creature in the world, being sort of torn that way. But anyway, man, I hate to see you guys argue. You guys are both cool. You're both bright, and you're both got your own forms of wisdom. I learned from both of you. So I hope you guys reserve it. And let's not get the testosterone up and fight here in San Francisco. Like I say, let's go out to the beach and see how the undertow treats us. Actually, it's more interesting to explore those caves. They got some old Spanish caves down there, and the sunken ships and stuff. It's that's the fun stuff, the cliffs. I grew up in the Richmond district, and we'd occasionally have some tough guys come in from some other part of town, and they would challenge us. They say, you guys aren't tough. You're not from a tough neighborhood. And we'd be like, what? Well, one guy fell off the cliff the other day, and maybe the seagulls got him. And we were climbing all over these dangerous cliffs. We're like, what do you mean we're not brave? We're men too. We're just falling off cliffs like really smart guys, huh? I think that's about it, you guys. I think you guys are both teachers, and I think you guys are both sources of wisdom. And you both offer to help each other. Now you're in a big fight, and it's bring forth I don't. Of course, I don't know you. Haven't. This is the first time I've addressed you. I watched a lot of your videos today, so I don't know you very well. Wise Nubian, man, I know. Bring forth I know Wise Nubian is a good man, good father, competent man, contributes to the community, helps to empower people and self-empower people, and that's a major thing he's doing. He's doing real work, for and it's rather selfless, and I don't see him as setting himself up as some kind of dysfunctional leader. I really don't. He's a teacher. And I can say all that because I'm older than both of you. I got a few medical problems, though, so I might need your help, young guys. Take care, you guys. I love you both.